All right, welcome back to Buzz, everybody. I'm Chuck Leonard. Didn't start off the show with my black water today. Boy, do I feel weird.
That's weird.
Let's bring in the black water guys. I'll do it now. Darren and DJ, how are you guys? Good to see you. DJ, how's it going? Nice to see you. Black water, man. I'm hearing so many things from so many people. In fact, Lacey Mayhew from Visalia, she said that she's out of it. They bought 2 bottles at once, and they're coming back, driving all the way from Visalia just to come get some.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's good to hear.
Tell the people about black water while I mix my dose for the day.
Well, you're getting ready to put a lot of nutrients in water that we don't get in food anymore, and that's what makes this drink so special. It's full of humic and fulvic minerals and probiotics, or what we call beneficial or good bacteria. And those are the 2 things that we lack in food. We have to have those. Every living organism has to have that in order to survive and live.
Well, wait a minute. There's people that aren't drinking black water, that aren't getting their minerals from their food, and they're surviving.
Barely. The longer you go without minerals, especially if you're an athlete and you sweat it over a long period of time, then you're probably going to come down with diseases. And what diseases really means is a body's not at rest. It's diseased. And that could be anything from arthritis. You can get the flu, colds a lot more. Just a number of things that our body's giving us warning signs. And those warning signs mean we need minerals.
Last time you were here, you gave me an example of food from 1950.
Oh, yes.
And food today. 1 apple in 1950, the nutrients and minerals and vitamins that it had in it would compare to eating 26 apples today.
Now, that was in 1998. Yeah,
1998.
Now, 2015.
So it probably hasn't gotten better.
Well, 2015, we were just reading this. We pulled this up for the new study on that. It's over 100 now.
You'd have to eat 100 apples?
100 apples.
That would kill you. Apples are hard on me. Okay, so
well, it's not just apples. It's all the food. That's just using that for an example. But you're going to get into the same thing whether you're eating bananas or oranges or whatever you eat. Like I said, now it's 21 oranges just to get any kind of minerals and vitamin C out of it. And, by the way, I had a really neat meeting yesterday with Ron Helen. He's a really neat guy out of Fowler, soy best, and a microbiologist from Stanford. We had a couple of hours talking about how to educate farmers. But what was so neat when the conversation came up is food doesn't even have any taste anymore. And I was talking to him about it, and they were all laughing. He goes, there's this some of the farmers that they try to educate and sell the fulvic and the bacteria for the plants. He goes, you could taste how sweet it is, the way it used to taste. But we're less than 1% of farmers are even using this. Right now it's production.
You know what? It's strange you say that, because I had a conversation recently with someone about this non-biotic grass-fed beef. And when you take that and put it on the grill, you could smell the flavor.
Yeah.
When you could taste the flavor in it. It really took me back to when I was a child. I tasted, oh my God, this tastes like a hamburger from my grandparents' house.
The meats are getting better. I tell you, if one of the best places to get food, obviously you probably get in there, is Whole Foods. And boy, we would love. I think they have the power to do it. It would be something if Whole Foods could actually jump in and do a program where they can list, because that's one of the topics we were talking about yesterday, is how can people know what the best nutritious food is. And Whole Foods could get something certified and say this has been grown in enriched mineral bacteria soil. And you would know, because that was one of the things I would say is I don't know what to get. They do. So if a farmer could, one like yesterday was plums, it was the sweetest plums you ever tasted. He goes, Whole Foods, they sell exclusively to Whole Foods, but you don't know, that's mixed in with other plums that you don't know what it is. So, and I would pay, and most people would pay more money for a nutritious plum or any type of a food.
DJ, you're kind of a young guy. How old are you?
28.
28 years old. How long have you been doing the Blackwater?
Going on a year now, about a year or so. It's been great.
At 28, I was bulletproof. I wouldn't have tried this. What got you started?
Actually, my health was actually deteriorating. When I was younger and stuff like that, and taking the full vegan humic along with an organic diet, like you guys are talking about, has really helped out a lot. And that's the thing too. I tell my friends, like, organic is good because you're really, you're excluding all the pesticides and GMOs and that all that garbage in food and stuff like that. But even we're still missing nutrients that come from even organic stuff. So it's like that's why we try to incorporate full humic minerals, probiotics are in there to help replenish the nutrients that we're lost. I mean, even you're looking at like the apple situation there. Apples are good, but the nutrition is so lost in it. You need something to help kind of replenish those nutrients.
Can kids drink this?
Can kids drink it? Pregnant women can drink it. It would be awesome.
Kids probably should drink it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
While they're
safe.
growing, their bones, their muscles, their brain, all their organs.
That's what minerals do is, even old people, minerals regulate your heartbeat. Young kids, it regulates and how the bone structure is going to be, muscle tone. I mean, you have to have minerals in order for everything else to work, and bacteria. And here's another thing, too, that a lot of people...
You could grow a super kid with this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But another thing on bacteria, probiotics, that most people aren't even aware of, I don't know if you ever heard of something that's called Candida albicans overgrowth. Have you heard of that?
Tony Orlando did.
Yeah. Well, most people are sick from it.
You get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're an ex-football player.
Yeah.
You played professional football.
Professional football.
How many of your old buddies you got doing
Oh,
this?
you know what? A bunch. We're still, in fact, I'm going, is it Wednesday? Yeah, we're going there. I'm going tomorrow to meet some more to give out some more stuff. And the results are just, they're neat. And I tell people, I says, man, if it works for us old guys, that we are decrepit. I mean, I could spend half an hour telling you all the things, the problems I had. But if it works for them, it works for anybody. And that's the proof in the pudding. That's what I like to get out. And a lot of these guys too, probably 90%, maybe over 90% of Americans are walking around with Candida overgrowth. And there's a real simple test. People can, and you should test your kids because kids come up with it. Dr. Cook came out with a real simple in-home test. You could, in the morning when you wake up, take a clear glass of water, set it by the side of your bed. And then when you wake up, work up some saliva and spit in the glass. And if anything starts dropping, then you have an overgrowth. And what you have to balance that out with is with minerals and probiotics.
You spit in the glass?
Spit in the glass. Healthy saliva will float all day long. If anything starts dropping within an hour, then you have, and depending on how fast it drops, you got a serious problem, which is an overgrowth. But the good news is hey, get bacteria back in your gut and get into humic and fulvic minerals. That's how you can counteract that. I had a friend of mine,
Jay Green. He watches the show a lot. He came by. He bought 4 bottles of it. He said, "I'm getting a 4-month supply right now. I'm going to take it every single day for 4 months, and I'm going to tell you how I feel." And I felt like he was trying to
challenge you.
Yeah,
absolutely,
exactly,
I love the challenges.
And I told him this. I go, "Would you do me a favor? In the 4th month, when you do your last spoonful, don't do it for a few days after that, and then tell me if you think it works."
Yeah.
You're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel good. But the days that I don't take it, I wish I would have.
Yeah. No, there's a big drop. I mean, you're going to get dropped in energy. That's a warning sign. But a lot of people. Now, here's the thing, Chuck, is a lot of even healthy people, young people, even my sons, and is that. Most of them have never felt the way they're supposed to feel because they've been on this food that there's no nutritional value. So when they take it, a lot of times...
Did you eat a lot of fast food growing up?
I did growing up. We were just talking about that too, like things like sugar.
It's easy, right? I mean, being a parent, It's just kind of easier
Yeah,
sometimes to just go through the drive-through and grab that Happy Meal and shut them up, you know. But knowing what they put in it now, I just don't do it.
No, that's right.
I want to talk a little bit about sodas. I told you earlier that I haven't had one soda this whole year.
What?
I haven't drank one soda this whole year. I'm trying to eliminate the high fructose corn syrup from my diet completely.
Nice.
And you have a picture that you sent over with some of the
On your
energy
soda, though.
drinks, the
Yeah.
sodas, all that kind of stuff. Billy, do we have a picture of that?
Yeah.
Let's take a little peek at what we're talking about right here. And the funny thing is one of them is orange juice.
Yep.
A lot of sugar.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so bring it back and we'll talk about the Red Bulls. For one, 8 ounces is $2.50 or something. I wouldn't do it just based on that. But it's a lot of sugar, a lot of caffeine, and they try to pass it off as healthy.
You know, the average American consumes 150 to 170 pounds of sugar a year.
Wow!
Yeah, and it's really crazy. Like,
But sugar and high
sugar.
fructose corn syrup are two different things.
They both have the same.
And your body works through it differently.
Exactly. You know, someone tried to hand me a soda on Memorial Day, and I looked at it. It was 42 grams of sugar, and that's like
42 grams in one can.
in one can
Yeah.
of 12 ounces, and that's like equivalent to over 10 teaspoons, I think, of sugar, which is that's crazy.
And some kids are drinking 3, 4,
yeah.
5 of these a day, and they wonder why we have a type 2 diabetes epidemic in kids at the age of 5.
And the diet soda isn't much better, right?
That's
because
even
it
worse.
freaks out your brain a little
That's
bit.
aspartame, and they're very
It's
clever.
making your brain think you're taking in
Yeah,
sugar.
you're touching on some stuff that's really going to get me upset with what they're doing to the kids and these diet sodas. But they're even putting aspartame and high fructose together, which just absolutely gets your brain going and get you addicted to it. But you know, talking about the sodas too, sodas are probably the worst, even of all the drinks, because the carbonated water, what it does is it neutralizes the stomach gases. Okay, so what it does is robbing calcium and how your body draws from it.
You're talking about the carbonation
Just talking about
in sodas, not the
carbonation, and then-
carbonation
no.
of beer. That's completely different.
Yeah, don't mess that up.
No, I won't mess that one up for you. But no, that's the thing. But a lot of times people got all these back problems when we get older. That's the number one thing you see in old people. I was one of those. I mean, serious back problems. But you know, it's so easy to correct. I mean, I tell people all you got to do is stop drinking sodas, start taking minerals, and I guarantee you in 90 days you won't have back problems anymore. That's that easy to do it. But nobody's telling us this. And then when we get this stuff with all this sugar in it, that they push on kids and athletes, which really irritates me. And not
Like the Gatorades?
Well, they should have warning labels on all their stuff too about what's going to happen if you keep drinking this stuff.
Well, Gatorade, you got the sugars and your salts.
Yeah, it's just a false way of saying, "Hey, we're going to get you guys, electrolytes or whatever you want to do." But you know, the real thing is
natural
you gotta
electrolytes in this?
That has natural electrolytes, and we're trying to get people. It's okay to drink once in a while a Gatorade, because I love the taste of Gatorade, but not every day. Maybe once a month. I haven't, just like you, I haven't had a soda in I don't know how long. I want it because that's the worst. I mean, that's going to rob. But getting away from the sugars is what we got to do, and pass it on to getting away from the kids too.
Well, I want to let you guys know that we got this down to $35 for a month's supply right here. It's normally $70. People are buying it for $70 all over the valley. But I want to tell you something else. For you guys that want that 3-month supply, we'll do 3 of them for $100 for you guys. Just come on down the corner of Olive and Van Ness, and we'll get you all hooked up. Darren, it's always so good to talk to you. DJ, good to talk to you. Thank you for what you guys are doing for the people in the valley.
Awesome.
Okay?
Thank you for getting the word out.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick commercial break.